claiming that I got all the lingo in the world, but making floss with balls.
Yeah.
Hey, we gotta watch the map. We gotta watch the map.
Oh yeah.
I got some pointers on that.
You wanna check it first?
Yeah, check it down.
Hey, we don't have that spirit, bro. How the spirit, bro?
False assuming truth, right?
Is there?
Yeah, false assumed truth.
False assumed truth. Fact.
Fact.
Even promoting fact.
Yeah, we good.
We speaking facts. Good.
Yeah.
Shalom, Israel. Let's start by giving all praises, honor, and glory
To Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rakakadash.
Number one is the apostle Elsewhere Millstone and Shalom to like out there doing this work of faith for their beloved and true sincerity. As your brother Jim, that's on the faith in New Jersey here with the weekly lesson. You know, and today's topic is entitled Fact, False Assumed Truths. So with that, first scripture.
It's the book of 2 Corinthians chapter 10. I'm going to start at verse 3. But though we walk in the flesh, we do not war after the flesh. For the weapons of our warfare are not carnal, but mighty through the Most High Yahweh to the pulling down of strongholds.
Right, and then our weapons is the scriptures, okay? Because Esau has so many things out there in which they proclaim to be truths. You know, how else are you going to dispute those things? It's just like you on your credit report, you want to dispute something on your credit report, you got to break it down with the truth, right? But with Esau, he has these false truths, you know, that are out there in the public that people automatically assume them to be true because the stature that the so-called white man has, man. But we're here doing the thorough research, you know, for our people, you know, through the spirit and power of Yahweh, Bashmi Al-Shah, our apostle, Red Millstone, breaking down these strongholds, breaking down these false assumed truths that our people have believing for generations on top of generations. Number one, starting off with the image of the Lord, you know, right. Starting off destroying that false image, that false assumed truth, you know, that he was a so-called white man with stringy hair when the scriptures clearly, Revelation, the first chapter, give you a clear description of how the Lord looked, you know. It didn't break it down in fine detail as far as it, but it gave you what the basics, the hair, the skin, so on and so forth, man. So it's indicators. The scriptures always give indicators for you to be able to seek out the rest of the truth and for you to use your common goddamn sense, man. But nowadays, sense ain't common, you know.
It's verse 5, casting down imaginations and every high thing that exalted itself against the knowledge of the Heavenly Father, and bringing into captivity every thought to the obedience of Yahweh Shah.
Yeah, bring it back one more time.
Casting down imaginations and every high thing that exalted itself against the knowledge of the Most High Yahweh.
Yeah, right there, because it's casting down what? The images. The images, what? Yeah, the people's imaginations. That's Esau's imaginations, right? That he has against the Lord, that he has against us, that he has set up for this society. Right. You know? Before a person could put something completely into fruition, you have to imagine it within your head. You have to foresee it, man. You know? and for us, what the scriptures say, the prudent foreseeth the evil. So we're able to see the evil that the so-called white man is bringing out through these scriptures. Therefore, we're able to cast down those imaginations that he has against the Lord, man. You know? And to prepare ourselves for the battle of that great day. Go ahead.
Yeah, real quick, Mike Tyson said famously, everybody has a plan until they get hit
in the face.
Until they get hit, man. You know, until they get punched in the mouth. You know, like Esau has his plans, but guess what, man? You know, the Lord, Yahweh Bashim Yahushai,
has his plans.
Has his plans. All right, and his plans are going to conflict with your plans, and guess who's going to win? The Lord.
That's right. And if I may add, you know, when it comes down to these imaginations, you know, you think in pictures, you know what I'm saying? And the picture's worth 1,000 words. More importantly, you have, you know, movies. So, movies, music, media, you know what I'm saying? So whatever image or imagination that Esau want to bestow upon the people, he uses his media in order to do it. You know what I'm saying? So what now? We, through the spirit of power, Yahweh Hashem Yahushua, we got to cast down those images, those false assumed truths in which Esau had made a poster board on the face of America. You know what I'm saying? To what give him leverage over God's chosen people. Right? And it says, and bring it into captivity every thought to the obedience of Yahweh. Right? Now, not only that, when it comes to these women, you know what I'm saying? When it comes to these women, you know, a lot of times Esau like to put these women on a pedestal. You know what I'm saying? They like to put these women on a pedestal. And that's why, you know, even though he's a nigga, you know what I'm saying, but he exhibits masculinity, this rapper Future, right? Now, here it is, Steve Harvey, you know, he has his horrible daughter, and he created a book, Think Like a Man, you know, created also a movie off of it, you know, pretty much empowering these women to move like men.
Right.
You know, that's an image in which he set up, but who told him to set that up? Esau. Esau told him to paint that narrative to where now these women feel as though that they have a 90-day rule to where they can hold off on giving a man sex to see if he's really for her. Y'all can't even hold out a week, let alone 90 days. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, that's a narrative that they want to paint to what empower these women. You know what I'm saying? So now we, through the spirit of power of Yahweh Hashem Yahushua, we cast those images down. You know what I'm saying? What's that in I believe that's Jeremiah the 31st chapter. How the Lord created a new thing in the earth.
Oh yeah.
Hey, and real quick, hey, and when you think about it too, when it says casting down what? The imaginations that are on how to try to exalt itself against the Most High and bring them to obedience, you know, unto the Lord. That just made me think of like on some Ghostbuster type shit, right? Because you got these spirits that are casting lies that are flying all over the place, but you cast them down, you bring them down into the entrapment, right, of the Lord. You know what I'm saying? That's pretty much like how I see it, or how you can look at it, because everybody has these different dogmas that they want to create within their own minds.
Right.
But the only thing that can bring that down is absolute truth. And that absolute truth comes from the scriptures.
That's right. Somebody got that?
Yep. Jeremiah chapter 31, verse 22. How long wilt thou go about, O backsliding daughters? For the Lord hath created a new thing in the earth. A woman shall compass a man.
Yeah, and a woman compasses a man on a lot of levels, man.
Yep.
You see a lot of women doing better than men financially. You see a lot of women doing better than men politically. You know what I'm saying? They're putting these women, you know, on pedestals. You know, they giving them benefits. You know, because here it is, Esau know once, you know, he give these women benefits or he give these women high paying jobs, they feel as though that they don't need no men.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Let's take an example, the city girls, you know, these female artists out of Florida, you know, they got this song, real ass bitch, get a fuck by the, you know what I'm saying? But here it is, they submissive in the household. You know what I'm saying? Because why? They boyfriend or thugs and scammers and will go upside their head if they go off track, man. You know, one of the guys being Southside. Yeah, he's a lunatic, you know, and he got his woman in order. You know what I'm saying? But what the narrative that she's painting to the majority of these women, you know, who's, you know, weak, you know, that don't even have a man, you know, making it feel as though that they don't need a man. Because with them putting that song out there, here it is, you saw Lala, you know, Carmelo Anthony's wife, you know, pretty much saying, singing the song. Because all of this, all the information that was coming out about him, you know, dealing with other women and everything like that. So now she's pretty much advocating that narrative, saying that she don't need a man, you know, as far as the song that was promoted by these city girls. You know, but what all of that's coming from a particular engine, which is Esau, to keep the household separated.
Separated.
You know what I'm saying? Divide and conquer.
Yeah, he's playing the puppet master, man. to get our women to sell out, to get the rights to go off. That's why Isaiah 9:16 says the leaders of this people calls them to err.
Yeah.
So all your Cardi B's and this and that, man, to try and get a woman to be, and all these simp niggas too, man, in the R&B industry, all right, to try and make these women be independent, man, to where they, you know, they say they don't need a man, but that's opposite of what Yahweh Shemashai intended, man. You know, a woman means servant. She's supposed to be a helpmeet,
Right.
not off to her own. So, and that's another reason of a part of the wine that these other nations is drinking, man. You know, chiefly of the democracy, but also of these women wanting to go to schools and this and that. I mean, you're supposed to guide the damn house, man.
Hey, also too, you've been mentioning about Cardi B. Cardi B, well, I guess she was live streaming, but she had a daughter, and her song came on, WAP. And as soon as it came on, she said, "Oh!" and she grabbed her daughter to not let her daughter hear the song. But here it is, she made that song, and you got other, people's daughters
Right.
playing and listening and dancing to the song, but she won't let her own daughter.
Exactly.
So showing you, yeah, they just here to trick you women, well, you Israelite women to stay asleep, you know?
Hypocrisy.
Yep.
Yeah, and they don't have all these riches like you. They got to take their ass to pretty much work.
Yeah.
So who's watching their kids, man? They too lazy to cook, so they just give them a tablet and let them run off.
Right.
You know, that's why you know.
Hey, and not only that, here it is, these women paint this narrative like they don't need men and everything like that. Here it is, dealing with Cardi B, her husband Offset got caught cheating numerous times, and she took him back. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So, but here it is, you women out there feel as though you don't need a man. This guy, what you deem so-called cheating, you know what I'm saying? Here it is, you find yourself just kicking them to the curb. And now you broke than you was than when you was with them. Because why are you listening to these rappers? You listening to these entertainers. You letting them guide your household. You ain't got a brain of your own. These are these what you call false assumed truths, man. You know what I'm saying? It's not reality. You know what I'm saying? What you see in these movies, what you hear in this music, it is not reality, man.
Fantasy.
It's all a fan. Exactly.
Oh, unless you got more.
I got a precept. This is Isaiah chapter 28, verse 15. It says, "Because ye have said, we have made a covenant with death, and with hell are we at agreement. When the overflowing scourge shall pass through, it shall not come unto us. For we have made lies our refuge, and under falsehood have we hid ourselves." So people like to live in a lie, man. You know what I'm saying? People like to live in fallacies. You know what I'm saying? And that could be taken in every which way direction. Edom hid himself under fallacies, lies, and falsehood by thinking that he was God's chosen people.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? By claiming himself to be the Israelites of the Bible. You know what I'm saying? And he did it by way of what? Iconoclasm, by destroying the images and the icons of Israel. So-called Negroes and Latinos, so to speak, and painted his images. So what? He hid himself, you know what I'm saying, from who he actually, his actual identity. You know what I'm saying? But what he would like to do is charge Israel for fraud. You know what I'm saying? Here it is, Jake, got these, all of these PPP frauds out here, and they locking Jake up. Yeah. That's hypocrisy, because you're the ultimate fraud. You know what I'm saying? You stole the identity of God's chosen people.
Yeah.
And what? You painted them to be Puerto Ricans, which is a rich port, Haitians, Jamaicans or West Indians, Africans, so on and so forth, man. Just so you could claim yourself to be Israelites. But you can't even call yourself Israelites. You gotta call yourself Israelis, man. And that's spiritual in itself.
Yeah.
You got these women living under falsehood, man. When you gotta get your body done, guess what you're living under? A falsehood.
Falsehood.
But here it is, you want to tell you tell yourself you want a real man. When your hair is fake, your lashes is fake, your titties is fake, your ass is fake.
That's what I'm saying, bro.
Everything's fake about you. When they did that movie, I'm Gonna Get You Sucker.
Yeah.
that was exhibiting you women, man.
Took off her top. She had a missing leg and all that
That's a
bullshit.
telling of the future.
Brother over here preaching, man, because like it's like you call yourself a good looking woman and this, that, and the third, you know, but when you wake up, like people talk about like Beyonce, okay, all right, let's say like, example, you know, famous, everybody knows her. How do you think she looks in the morning? You know, when she rolls out of bed,
like it.
you know, when she rolls out of bed, does she look like she looks like she's on the cover of a magazine? I guarantee you, she fucking doesn't. Okay, you know, I look the way that I look when I wake out in the morning. At least I'm telling the fucking truth.
Right.
You know,
what you get.
Yeah, what you see is what you get. I wake up in the morning, I look just like this. Okay.
Yeah.
You bitches gotta pretend and put on some fucking costumes, man.
Before they leave the house, and if they don't leave, and if they leave the house without makeup on their face,
Holy
they feel ashamed.
What?
They feel ashamed.
Show
You
that
see
to
that?
the, yo, show that to the camera.
Cardi B with
Oh,
no
yeah.
makeup.
Yo, put that on the camera.
Yeah, I
yo.
seen that the other
Palestinian.
day.
Yo, Cardi B with no makeup on.
She's like a Palestinian general.
Yeah, you know.
What'd you say? What'd you say?
I would walk.
Like a Palestinian general.
I would walk right past her in the street, man, and not give her another look, yo. You kidding
She
me?
look like she been chewed up and spit out.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
I cheat on her too.
Goddamn, double mint bubble gum, man.
Right.
And then when you use the makeup, it's making it worse and worse and worse.
Right.
For the time being, for the day, you look all right, but every time you take it off, you just completely suffocating your face, man.
Because what that makeup do, it's killing your skin cells.
Chemicals.
You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? It's killing your skin cells. So it's like a lot of these women was like 25 in age, 26 in age. The more your skin cells deteriorate, the older you look. You know what I'm saying? Then you start to breaking out, and then you get the blackheads and everything like that. So it's like, you know, women, they don't get facials often. So it's like, you know what I'm saying? A lot of that makeup is actually breaking them down, man. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of that shit could be cancerous, man.
Right.
You know?
Hey, and a lot of they said in a lot of that makeups, the ingredients of the makeup has baby fetuses in it.
Look at that.
And they make makeup, they get that to little girls, and little girls paint their faces like it's cute, but instead they're destroying their face.
Yeah.
You know, I remember in high school, there was one chick, she never came to the school without makeup.
Crazy.
You know, these women got it so bad that they can't leave the house unless they put makeup on their face, because if they have a bare face, or the natural look of their face, they're ashamed of it.
Yeah.
Yo, some of these chicks that be on like YouTube, that's like do makeup and stuff like that. They get on camera and they post up a video. They be like, "Now, excuse me, y'all, for looking all busted. I just woke up." Bitch, this is how you look. What the
Right.
fuck are you talking about?
Fantastic point.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And a lot of them, some of them don't be looking bad, man. And then like they graduate high school or whatever, get to college and see, oh, you're not the baddest chick in the school no more. So now they try and up their game by decking themselves out with makeup, not knowing now you're destroying yourself, man. You should have chilled the fuck out. But I got something. This is Jeremiah 6:16. Thus saith the Lord, stand ye in the ways and see and ask for the old paths. Where is the good way? And this applies to you women too. The old paths for you, the good way for you, is 1 Timothy 5:14, to guide the house.
Yeah.
Your career is supposed to be taking care of the household, man. Your family, making sure that partaking in the child growing up in ways you go. You know, learning the nutrition, because you're supposed to be the cooking as well, man. And making sure that your kid grows up to be smart, get that he needs, you know, and ultimately just guiding the whole house. That's the good way, man. Because going outside of that, wanting to live this American society in the workplace, now that's breeding forth adultery, is breeding forth pride. Now you're tired, you know, you don't want to cook, you don't even want to let your man pop, your own man pop because you're so tired, you know. So you can see that the so-called white man's way is not good. This shit gotta come to an end, man.
Hey, I got a quick precept. This is Jeremiah 4:30. It says, "And when thou art spoiled, what wilt thou do? Though thou clothest thyself with crimson, though thou deckest thee with ornaments of gold, though thou rentest thy face with painting, in vain shalt thou make thyself fair.
Yeah.
What chapter verse for that again?
Jeremiah 4:30.
Right. So the rented that scripture is literally talking about putting makeup on your face. And when it says renteth means to destroy. You know, you're destroying your skin when you put those chemicals. All right, you're actually blocking your pores. You know, you're not letting your skin breathe and stuff like that. You know, and you're sacrificing. You're literally sacrificing your own health just so that you can look good to impress who. You know,
He is vain.
you know, it's probably not even to impress your own husband. It's to probably impress some other cat or impress other women.
Ain't no problem about it.
Yeah, the definition in the blue letter, all right, the strong concordance for renters, it says to tear in pieces. Now, it's a little here, to tear away or out, to tear, rend, asunder. Now, when you it says to rent, to be split asunder. Now, when you get down here to the lexicon, it says to rend, to tear asunder, as a garment, meaning, hey, you're tearing your face up, man.
Yeah.
You know,
I got
destroying it.
This is the New International Version of Jeremiah 4:30. It says, "What are you doing, you devastated one? Why dress yourself?" It says, "What are you doing, you devastated one? Why dress yourself in scarlet and put on jewels of gold? Why highlight your eyes with makeup?"
Ooh.
Eyeshadow.
Yup.
Yeah.
It says, "Oh
Eyeliner.
snap."
And that's the demonic, man.
It's like I actually want to read the New Living Translation. It says, "What are you doing, you who have been plundered? Why do you dress up in beautiful clothing and put on gold jewelry? Why do you brighten your eyes with mascara? Your primping will do you no good." And when you look up the definition of the word primping, it says spend time making minor adjustments to one's hair or makeup.
Wow, send me that screenshot. Send me that.
Yeah.
Hey, 'cause when you go into the laws, man, that was of the other nations, man. The Lord told us, you know, how a man not supposed to have a shape up. He's supposed to leave his beard as it is. All right, because you know the Lord made us already perfect. The scriptures, real quick, in Sirach 18:6, it says, "As for the wondrous works of the Lord, there may nothing be taken from them, neither may anything be put into them, neither can the ground of them be found out." You know, so us as Israelites, you so-called Black, Spanish, Native Americans, hey, woman, you're supposed to let your hair grow out. A man, you're not supposed to cut your hair off bald. You know, it is what it is, man.
Yeah,
You know?
today it's all lies and deception
Right.
because they use it to fake you out.
Yeah.
These women are wicked. Real quick, let me just finish this. It says Jeremiah 4:30. It says when thou art spoiled, what wilt thou do? Though thou closest thyself with crimson, though thou deckest thee with ornaments of gold, though thou rentest thy face with painting, in vain shalt thou make thyself fair. Thy lovers will despise thee, they will seek thy life.
Yeah, so they was going after other gods, man. You know, that wasn't the thing that Israel did. You know, and the Lord, you know, when you check out, He gave us the laws. Where were we? We were in the land, you know, in the land of Canaan, around the heathen, you know, the Canaanites, the Africans, and they were doing it, you know, their wickedness, decking themselves after the other gods and whatnot. I believe that's another chapter in Jeremiah, where it says how you know, Israel baked cakes to these other gods. You know, so that wasn't for us, man. Various scriptures say, you know, go not after a woman, you know, for her beauty. Now, of course, that's the first thing you're gonna see, you know, but you know, of course, you still investigate. You know, you find out what her spirit is like.
I'll go back to this Jeremiah 6:16. Thus saith the Lord, stand ye in the ways and see, and ask for the old paths. Where is the good way? And walk therein, and ye shall find rest for your souls. But they said, we will not walk therein. See, so they refused to get with Yahweh Shema Shai's program, man. And hey, what did the Lord say? You know, they that will not that I should reign over them, bring hither and slay them before me. So that applies to you rebellious ass women too that don't want to get back with the ways of the Lord, man. Because the ways of the Lord is perfection, man. Okay, and that's what we can't wait for, man. We can't wait for this place to be destroyed. You know, because the scriptures say, when the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice. When the wicked be ruled, the people mourn.
Yeah, real quick too. I was talking about this earlier. When you read Isaiah 4:1, you're having discussions, and women would say, well, in that day, that's susceptible because a woman, of course, would want to be protected. Well, but when you read Isaiah 4:1, it says, "In that day, 7 women shall take hold of one man, saying, we will eat our own bread and wear our own apparel. Only let us be called by thy name." Here's the point: to take away our reproach. All right. So it's not just going to be, oh, I want to, be a part of that because I see him with food and drink. It's going to be because she wants to repent. She wants the Lord to have mercy on her. She feels shamed, because hey, women think, well, in that day, of course, women are going to have 7 women because people ain't going to want to die. Like, no, it's more than that. You're going to be ashamed, man.
Right. Hey, because right now, when you get a woman, it's more like, you need to change, but I'm good. That's really how it is now.
Right.
There's something wrong with you. You need to change. We're going to try to work on that. But if you try to tell me what's wrong with me, I can't fix myself.
Yep.
But, like you said, in that day, it's going to be role reversed. Hey, you good. What's wrong with me? There's something wrong with me. I'm humbling myself to you.
She's gonna realize that this whole time, like this whole living that we're in right today, this modern day reality, is complete fucking horseshit.
Yeah.
She's gonna, she's gonna come to that realization. Kevin Samuel goes in there. I'm a PhD. This is the third. None of that is going to mean anything. Okay? When that day comes, that shit is gonna mean jack shit. Okay? Straight up, man.
Yeah, real quick. When you look up the word reproach in the Strong's, all right, H2781, it says scorn, taunt, scorn, reproach. It says resting upon conditions of shame, disgrace. Right? Now it says jump down.
And isn't that ironic? Conditions of shame. Women nowadays hold us to conditions.
Yeah.
Our love, men's love is unconditional. Okay? You could be panhandling on the street. If you're fine, a man will pick you up. But when it comes to a man, we have to have this, that, this, and the third. It's conditional. And if we have all that and we lose it, you're going to leave us. But if you see how the tables turn? Read that.
It says
Just like Job's wife.
it says reproach, scorn, taunt, scorn. It says resting upon conditions of shame, disgrace. Now when you jump down, it says disgrace, rebuke, reproach, shame, and it says in the lexicon, it says reproach, scorn, contempt. It says to reproach. Well, let me jump down to the point. Let me just get to the point. It says a person or thing which is despised. These women today, 2/3. Hey, look at them, man. They're gonna be shamed, man. For when things go right, I ain't even gonna say go left, because the destruction is right. All right, it's a purification. The Wadi Yahweh Shemel Shah for destroying this wicked ass world and this society of Esau. When things get crazy, all right, when everything that's happening, these people gonna know that it's the Lord, man. All the destruction, they're gonna be praying upon the Lord and looking at their own shame. So it's gonna be about Yahweh Shemel Shah.
That's right.
So these women, going back to Isaiah 4:1, and in that day 7 women shall take hold of one man, saying, we will eat our own bread and we will wear our own apparel. Only let us be called by thy name, to take away our reproach. All right, to take away their shame. So it ain't just gonna be because he got refuge, man. Or he got the food. He doing good over there. Because what's that? Isaiah 65:11. My servants shall drink, but they shall be vexed. You know, it ain't gonna be all just about that. It's gonna be because this woman truly gonna want to be repent. She gonna want to be under that umbrella. She gonna want to be in that body to be delivered. You know, with that man. And then guess what? Hey, scriptures talk about how a man shall be what's that?
Overt.
Nah,
Fine. Yeah,
Hiding
fine.
place from the temple.
nah, golly, I can't believe it's my mind.
Finest gold.
Finest gold, what's that, Isaiah?
Oh, Isaiah 13. Isaiah 13.
Yeah, just grab it real quick. I don't know what's going on with my
Isaiah
mind.
chapter 13.
12.
Is it 12?
Yep.
Oh, okay. Yeah, come. Isaiah chapter 12, verse 12. I will make a man more precious than fine gold. Even a man than the golden wedge of Ophir.
Right. So guess what? The Most High gonna set the men above you women. Okay, he's gonna set the things back in order, and it's gonna be of that man's choice to choose what women he want. It's not gonna be of the woman. We're not. Hey, listen. This is why right now the Lord is building brothers back up. You know, this is why you got the wave of the high value. It start with
set the tone for it.
Yep, he's setting it up, man. So for brothers to build themselves and to be men, you know how they say alpha males, you know, high value. Well, we're high value men, servants of Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai. You know, a real high value man is a man that serves the Lord, man. Because in that day, the knowledge and wisdom is going to be the stability. The high value man today, according to Esau and the fashion of this world, when it's time to survive, he's not going to have stability. Yeah, he may have a little money to pay for this and pay for that, but we know the scriptures say money is defense.
Right.
I forgot the rest.
But it doesn't have the
Defense,
mental
wisdom,
capacity.
defense.
Right.
Mm.
You know, but it's going to take the knowledge and wisdom of the Lord, and it's going to have to be of the Lord's will if you of the elect. You know? So he's going to be, you know, out here screaming like a woman, you know, acting like a female, because why? The Lord is bringing judgment. But the man of the Lord, he's going to be able to have that confidence and faith, you know, and he's going to be set straight, man. You know, the more this place fall, the more the Lord's elect rise up, man. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah, because here it is, like, they talk about how, you know, all these riches and stuff like that, your 5-year plan and this and that, man. Like, if we Lord willing, the hopeful elect, man, we're gonna have infinite riches, man. Okay, this is Matthew, the words of Yahushua, chapter 6, verse 19. It says, "Lay not up for yourselves treasures upon earth, where moth and rust doth corrupt, and where thieves break through and steal. But lay up for yourselves treasures in heaven." So, you know, you want to talk about how much you make a year, man. Man, when we in the kingdom, man, what the fuck, you know?
Right.
We're gonna be able to do for our wives, man. We're gonna be able to do literally anything, bro. Like, you want to go on a chariot ride, whatever, man. It's the Yahushua said, I have not seen no ear, I've heard, bro. You know, you want to talk about how much money you want to get and stuff like that. And the thing is that it's coming soon. When this Lord willing, when this next shutdown happens, it could be the chip could make its way out, man. You know, in order for you to get into a store, you got to take the chip. And we know that once the chip is pushed, World War III gonna get pushed, and Yahushua gonna come in the midst, and that's that, man. Missiles are gonna come and destroy this place, man. Leave it neither root nor branch. Then who's the high value male, man? And this place gonna be fucking forgotten about, man.
Yeah, that's a good point. You mentioned fiat. What's the acronym FAT stand for?
False assumed truths.
Yeah.
False assumed truths. Fiat currency.
Yeah.
You want to get into another false assumed truth. Okay, fiat currency.
With this white man's face on.
Yeah, with the Benjamin Franklin, all about the Benjamins. Like, yo, like literally, this place is being run off of pieces of paper, yo. You know.
I got the definition right here for you.
Yep, kind of the water.
Fiat.
And give me Genesis 47. Let me get that. Go ahead, bro.
It's fiat money. Fiat money is a currency, a medium of exchange established as money, often by government regulation.
Oh, I'm sorry. Read that again.
Fiat money is a currency, A medium of exchange established as money, often by government regulation.
Right. A medium of exchange. Now, what we see now off of the dollar bill has evolved from actual physical gold and silver. Like
Yeah,
back in the
so-
day, you used to watch those old westerns. You know, like they would
They had the bag of coins.
let me get a room, let me get a hooker, let me get a
Right.
bottle of whiskey, and
slap a coin, piece of gold, yeah.
slap a gold
Yeah.
coin on the counter.
Yeah.
You know, and they would have like a little satchel.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Purse.
a
Yeah.
little purse of gold or silver or silver,
Mhm.
and they moved from that to what we have now, which is the dollar bill, and now we're moving into a digital currency.
Yep.
Like the brother always mentions, the fourth
Industrial
revolution.
revolution, yep.
You know, the future. You know, but it's all a figment of your imagination.
Yep.
You know, like I mean, currency is only as big as you perceive it to be. The only reason why we're still, the only reason why the dollar bill is still tangible is because people believe in it. You know, can you bring that up?
This Genesis chapter 47, verse 14.
Oh, because we're gonna bring out the scripture from Genesis because what, this is an example of what happened in Egypt. All right. And we know that there is a spiritual Egypt, or spiritual Egypt, a spiritual Babylon, a spiritual Nineveh, all those things
Yeah.
rolled into one. And that's Babylon the Great, which is America. Okay, so hey, there's no new thing under the sun. Everything is gonna revolve and it's gonna happen again. What's happening right here is gonna happen again right now. Go ahead, bro.
This is Genesis 47 and 14. And Joseph gathered up all the money that was found in the land of Egypt.
Right. So Joseph, okay, when you read this scripture with understanding, Joseph, you might as well just say the government, okay? Because what? He was second under command under the Pharaoh, all right? So Joseph is pretty much the government, all right? So what did Joseph do? Read it again.
It says, and Joseph gathered up all the money that was found in the land of Egypt and in the land of Canaan for the corn which they bought.
Mm-hmm.
And Joseph brought the money into Pharaoh's house.
Mm-hmm.
And when the money failed in the land of Egypt,
And when the money what?
and when the money failed in the land of Egypt,
Yo, the money failed back then. Guess what? The money is gonna fail now. Okay? There's gonna be an economic crash in Babylon the Great. Okay? Same thing happened then. Same thing is gonna happen now. Okay, go ahead.
just like the ad, just like I said in Isaiah, what's that, 32 and 9? The gathering shall not come.
Yeah. Vintage shall fail.
The
Yeah.
vintage shall fail.
You know, the nigga woman gonna be down there running around like chicken with their head cut off. Well, I need my food stamp. I need my Section 8.
Mm.
Well, you're gonna have to take the chip, buddy.
Yeah, and that's
You
a
know what I'm
great point. I seen that. I think that happened in like Florida or somewhere like North Carolina, somewhere I want to say when they like did the that's it.
I got more on this too.
Oh, okay, yo, the nigga woman went crazy, yo. They was down, my children gotta eat this, that, and the third, you know. That's, hey, man, you women, man. Hey, remember when that woman had like 15 kids and she was sitting there like, somebody's gotta pay.
Oh yeah.
You know, yo, bro, we can get on
Yeah.
the fucking nigga woman tonight, Lord willing, man. Go ahead.
Yep. It says, and in the land of Canaan, all the Egyptians came unto Joseph.
Hey, real quick too, and you see it. You know, these elites are doing a controlled demolition. So everything that's happening is being controlled. Some things are just tests. But
Right.
guess what? Out of all of this that Esau's doing, as he's controlling this demolition, this planned destruction to reset, to build back better, all right, it's basically at one point, at a certain point, the Lord is going to make it lose out of his control,
Yeah.
Right.
you know?
Yeah.
And then that's when things going to be turned against him. And this place going to go down like that.
That. Just like that. Actually, matter of fact, go ahead.
It's fiat money does not have intrinsic value and does not have use value.
Exactly.
It has value only because a government maintained its value or because parties engaging in exchange agree on its value.
And you know what? When you look at the market, okay, you look at Bitcoin, all right, you look at Dogecoin, you look at Litecoin and all these things, okay,
Ethereum.
Ethereum, all those things. all right, you can tell that the dollar is crashing because what? It takes how many $1,000 for one Bitcoin? You know what I mean? And when the price goes up, let's say a Bitcoin goes, all right, because what? Like, just like gold and silver, you know, you watch the X22 report. You know, I'm not going to take credit for this. Like the dude from the Dave from the X22 report schooled me on this. And I'm looking at it, and it's like the price of gold of silver doesn't appreciate or depreciate. It stays the same. When the price of gold goes up or the price of gold goes down, goes on the measure of the dollar. Okay? So if the price of gold goes up to $50 trillion, it's because the dollar depreciated. You know? It goes up and it goes up and down. It all comes down to what the general consensus of what the actual fiat currency is worth. You know? And it's gonna come to a point where it's gonna where it's gonna hit rock bottom, and it's happened already. So I'm actually.
And if I may add too, and that's the same thing that goes on, you know, with the stock market, you know, this whole crypto market, it's all being controlled. You know what I'm saying? Because you know what I'm saying, like it is. They'll cause it to crash, or they'll cause it to what they call dip. You know, just so you know people can what you call panic sell, and because when one is selling, another one's buying.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? And it's a matter of what quartering. It's a term called quartering the market. You know what I'm saying? When people panic sell, you know, you sell off what you have, which can be useful.
That's what happened with the gas.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
you sell off what you have, what could be useful. Guess who's buying it? You know, the elites. You know what I'm saying? So like now when they mandate it for this thing to be useful, you got to go to them for it. You know what I'm saying? So, and when you check it out, when you listen to, you know, financial news and everything like that, these devils are hypocrites, man. Because in one breath, they're telling you that this whole crypto thing is, you're wasting your money, it's not a real investment.
Right.
But on the flip coin, you see JP Morgan invested in it.
They're buying it.
They're buying it. So which one is it?
That's
You
right.
know what I'm saying? They just want to paint the narrative out there that it's not a sure thing, it's not an investment, just so they can keep the poor,
Right.
so to speak,
Right.
and they can keep the rich.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So that's why the scriptures speak upon the congregation of hypocrites shall be laid desolate, man.
Yes.
You know?
I like to show this to the camera as well. It's the generations, man, of Esau services. If you can pick it up.
Let's see, it's kind of bright.
What is
Okay,
this?
there you go.
Oh, okay.
It shows representation of each generation and its power. As you can see, with the 1G, he's like crawling. The 2G, he's power walking. The 3G, he's finally able to, you know, walk a little bit more with power. But the 4G, he's like running. And the 5G, he's on a fucking spaceship, man.
Hey, and when you check it out, when it comes to that 4G, 5G, and all of that, every time a new or faster internet connection came about, it was always during the pandemic. You know what I'm saying? Like the Spanish flu was an introduction of, I gotta look at the timeline again. You know what I'm saying? But when it came to 5G, you already know what pandemic came about with that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? When anthrax came, another form of what's it, 2G at the time, if I'm not mistaken. You know what I'm saying? So every time a pandemic comes about, so does a new internet connection, so to speak. But to also go back to the point of like controlling the markets. Right now, even with the thing of Bitcoin lost its value because they're saying that it's draining too much energy. You know what I'm saying? It uses too much energy. You know what I'm saying? So when what's that guy Elon Musk said that Bitcoin uses too much energy, we're not taking it as payment no more.
And that 5G is what he's gonna be able to run it off of.
Yeah, we should be good. They tapping with our service, man.
Yeah, hater.
Yeah.
Because it's false, assumed truth.
Truths.
You know what I'm saying?
Right. False.
And you know and crypto means what? To hide. You know what I'm saying? Encrypted. So you know, but going back to like currency currency goes to current, which means energy, right? So now Bitcoin is a form of currency, right? So like, but they're saying that it drains and uses too much energy. So therefore, you know, Esau's all about what? Preserving and conserving energy. So now Elon Musk controlling the market, we're not using it Tesla as, we're not using Bitcoin as Tesla payment. So now people, all right, well, we got nothing to do with Bitcoin. People started selling off their Bitcoin.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So now the price of Bitcoin dropped like what, 20 grand within the past 2 months? You know what I'm saying? But guess who's buying it? Those big whales, man. Those elites, man.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? And here it is, when Bitcoin drops, guess what else drops? Everything else drops.
Everything else drops.
You know what I'm saying? So that's Esau manipulating and controlling the market, man.
And stimulus plays a heavy role.
Printing those dollars.
Okay, because what? Like it's like a wave.
Yeah.
Okay, like all right, you inject all of this fiat currency into the United States,
Right.
and on the front end, it looks like the dollar is strong.
Oh, right.
So the Bitcoin and the gold, everything goes down because it looks strong.
Yeah.
But once you flood that market, okay, and there's too many, and the value of the dollar depreciates, on the back end of it,
Yeah.
all that's just gonna skyrocket.
Exactly.
So hey, brothers, man, yo, take, don't. Hey, we're not offering any financial advice or anything like that. I'm just saying, if you're up to it, take anything that you could spare. Don't throw your rent money on it, but it's gonna skyrocket, okay? Because what? This dollar is gonna crash just as it did in the scriptures. Do you have anything to add on?
I got a little bit more,
Okay.
but even the simple fact of, you know, the gold standard being taken, you know, from the Federal Reserve note, that was all set up by design, because Esau, you know, he wanted to build debt. You know what I'm saying? Just printing money out of thin air, not having it backed by nothing, you know, weaken the dollar.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
You can't do that.
Right, and I believe they took the gold standard, what was that, 1971, if I'm not mistaken, under Nixon, when they lost, I believe, in the Vietnam War.
Oh, the gold standard.
That's when the gold standard was stripped.
Well, when everything turned to shit in 1913 with the Federal Reserve.
Oh yeah, with the Federal
FE.
Reserve, yeah.
Once
That's when it was all planned.
once the Fed came in,
Yeah,
there's a wrap. That's how you know this whole thing is deep rooted. Like, you talk about, and the heart of them is
agenda.
deep,
Yeah, it's an agenda.
and the heart of them is deep. This has been going on for over 100 years,
Yeah,
bro.
yeah.
Like, everything that you're seeing with the dollar right now has been going on for over 100 years.
And they just passed the information down because that person who came up with it, well, during that time, they weren't living today, but they're probably back in the reincarnation now.
Yeah.
What, 100 years later?
Right.
110 years later, you know what I'm saying? Doing the same thing.
It's a show my dad had put me on. It's called Timeless. And it's about this they chasing this guy back in time, like throughout history. And every time he changes history, it changes things in the future. But in that show, there's like a mysterious society called Rittenhouse. And Rittenhouse is basically the elite, So that's I definitely advise brothers to check that out, because it shows you how these devils, like brothers going into, they were going into the capture of Benedict Arnold or whatever, and how he was, I don't know if this is actually true or not, but they were saying how he was basically in league with the elites and shit like that, and going to show you how their mindset was back then and how it correlates to today. So it's a pretty good show.
Hey, I got a quick precept.
Okay.
It's quick. This is Job 20:4. Knowing thou not this of old, since man was placed upon earth, that the triumphing of the wicked is short, but the joy of the hypocrite but for a moment. Though his excellency mounts up to the heavens, and his head reach unto the clouds, yet he shall perish forever like his own dung. They which have seen him shall say, where is he?
Right.
I got a little bit more on this fiat money.
Come.
It says it was introduced as an alternative to commodity money, a medium which has its own intrinsic value, and representative money, which represents something with intrinsic value. Representative money is similar to fiat money, but it represents a claim on a commodity which can be redeemed to a greater or lesser extent.
Well, and what's crazy about that is because, if you get the general consensus to follow and back that currency, you could make currency out of anything.
Anything.
What? One of my favorite video games. All right, I'm a video gamer. You know, I like that video game Fallout. Okay, and in the video game Fallout, they had after the nuclear bombs hit, you know, they had fallout shelters, and then people ultimately came up after the radiation, and the
Oh, I
currency,
did talking about.
and the currency was bottle caps.
Look at that.
You know, they turn the value for which you can purchase guns, food,
Yeah.
water, this, that, and the third, bottle caps. You could do it with anything.
See?
You know,
Yeah.
literally.
Yeah. Look at that. And it says government issued fiat money banknotes were used first during the 11th century in China. Fiat money started to predominate during the 20th century since President Nixon's decision to decouple the U.S. dollar from gold in 1971. A system of national fiat currency has been used globally.
Yeah.
Hey, and that goes to show you that this is all gonna lead into the mark of the beast,
Yeah.
which, as the scriptures say, going into
Yep.
you know, he calls it all men.
Yeah.
Oh, you got it?
Yeah. Revelations 13:16, and he calls of
Well, before we go there,
Okay.
Salaki, before we go there, that's a beautiful point that you mentioned, but this scripture is going to lead up to that, and then we're going to read that real quick. Go ahead and continue on that.
Come back in Genesis 47 and 15. And when the money fell in the land of Egypt and in the land of Canaan, all the Egyptians came unto Joseph and said, Give us bread. For why should we die in thy presence?
And something similar right there happened in Venezuela. Okay, like you know, you had the crisis over there, and what they had was a rationing system. You know, give us bread. You know, everything failed. The dollar, you could literally in Venezuela, their dollar system, you could have a wheelbarrow filled of their currency, and it could only buy you like a loaf of bread. It was ridiculous.
oh yeah, I remember seeing that.
Their
They had,
dollar.
they had that dollar all over the ground. Nobody was walking over it. Yeah, I remember
it's
that.
better used for toilet paper.
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
And hold on, isn't it? I remember months back. Remember last year sometime, maybe before the pit. I don't know, but I remember the video. They went digital. They did something. I forgot what it was.
They used they had a card. They gave you a card, which was like a ration system. It's pretty. I'm sorry.
Oh no, they invested in the cryptocurrency. Yeah.
Wait, Venezuela?
Yeah, Venezuela. I believe it was something on ROT at one point. It was saying, this is months ago, that they went into the cryptocurrency, something like that. I think, if I'm not mistaken, I could be.
I'm not sure
I
about
remember it was a
Venezuela
video.
going into cryptocurrency, but what I know that they did do for the ration system, they gave them a credit card, and what you did was you swipe your card and you was able to get this, that amount of food, you know, on your card.
Cryptocurrency.
Yeah, I knew it. Yeah, it was a new.
August 2018.
What was that?
It was 2018 then. Yeah, I knew it. I know I said video on it.
Yeah, Con, I didn't hear about hey, the water. I didn't even know that. Con. But back to the scripture.
Con, it says, verse 15, and when the money, Slaki, says, Give us bread, for why should we die in thy presence? For the money faileth. And Joseph said, Give your cattle, and I will give you for your cattle if money fail.
Right. So at that point, they had actual resources where, you know, at a particular time, it was kind of like a barter system. You know, they had cattle, or you know, you were able to trade the cattle or trade milk or cheese or things like that in exchange for bread. Go ahead.
And they brought their cattle unto Joseph, and Joseph gave them bread in exchange for horses and for flocks and for the cattle of the herds and for the asses. And he fed them with bread for all their cattle for that year.
Yeah, so just like a barter system, kind of like what you saw in the movie of the Book of Eli, when Denzel Washington walked up to the bar and was like, "Yeah, let me get some water."
He's like, you got wipes, you got wipes.
Oh, that's the good stuff. Okay, let me, you know, give me a scarf, give me your gloves, barter
Yeah,
system.
yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
It says, verse 18, when that year was ended, they came unto him the second year and said unto him, we will not hide it from my Lord, how that our money is spent.
Yep.
My Lord also hath our herds of cattle. There is aught left in sight of my Lord.
Yeah. So basically, like it looks good on paper. All right. It looks good. That's why you Democrats are so fucking stupid, bro. Okay, like you're getting these stimulus checks. Oh, I get $1,400. This, that, and the third. Okay, that's only gonna last for a little bit. Once you spend that, and once that's gone, and once you keep pumping that money into the economy, okay, eventually there's gonna be a blowback. There's gonna be an implosion, and ultimately hyperinflation. Okay. Which is ultimately gonna mess you up in the long run. And this is what's happening to them right now in Egypt. That's how we know that this is happening again. This is Egypt right here. Okay, go ahead.
Yep, it says, there is not aught left.
Spiritually called Egypt inside.
Spiritually called Egypt. So,
Somebody might run off. Somebody run off with
hey,
it.
right. Hey, the what?
It says, there is not aught left in the sight of my Lord, but our bodies in our lands.
Now that's where we get into Revelation chapter 13, verse 16. There is not, we don't have anything else left to give except for our bodies. Okay? That's where it's like, yo, listen, all right. That's why cryptocurrency is going to be, you know, or the digital currency and everything when it comes to that chippy chip, you know, it doesn't have to have a value. It just has to have the value. What gives it the power is their belief system behind it.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's what it is. That's what gives it. That's what gives it power. So if the people supply and demand, so right, supply and demand. So when the people are like, yo, all right, we don't have any cattle, we don't have anything, this, that, and the third. All we have left is our bodies. Okay, so whatever they offer as a currency is going to be the new standard. You know. So go ahead, read on.
It says, verse 19, wherefore shall we die before thine eyes?
Read one more verse up, please.
Yep. Oh, I read that verse already.
Yeah.
You want to read it again?
Yeah. Read
It says, when that year was ended, they came unto him the second year and said unto him, we will not hide it from my Lord, how that our money is spent. My Lord also hath our herds of cattle. There is not aught left in the sight of my Lord.
Yep.
But our bodies in our lands.
But our bodies, and that's what Esau wants from you. You know, you get in the Second Thessalonians, the second chapter, man, where he wants to dwell in the temple of the Most High. Okay, that's where he ultimately wants to be. Now, from there, we could just go. You read that.
Yeah.
You go there.
This is Revelations chapter 13 and 16.
Start at
15. It says, and he had power to give life unto the image of the beast, that the image of the beast should both speak and cause that as many as would not worship the image of the beast should be killed.
All right, and we're seeing the image of the beast now because the system, all right, and the peer pressure, okay, very, 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 very powerful stuff that we're seeing right now with the system and the peer pressure. You're seeing the people, the way they push the propaganda with the mask and that whole situation surrounding that, and even to the point where it's like, okay, everything's good now. You took the you took the uppercut.
Right.
Everything's fine now, and they still want to walk around with a mask. These are the goofy. These people are still. These people, okay, they're a part of the image of the beast. All right, and it's to the point where it's like, if you're not a part of that, read on.
It says, and causes that as many as would not worship the image of the beast should be killed.
And causes that as many as should not worship the image of the beast should be killed. You know, people are like, this is bullshit. I don't want to get down with that. You know, I don't want to do this. I don't want to take that. The peer pressure is a motherfucker, yo. The peer pressure behind that and the propaganda and the big push is gonna divide the elect, all right, from the rest of the world. Okay? Go ahead.
It says, verse 16, and he calls of all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads.
Right. To receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads. Okay? you know, and it's not talking about the white woman. Okay? It's not talking about Christianity. It's not talking about
Embargo.
John 3:16. Okay?
666.
Embargo.
You know, it's not talking about an embargo. Matter of fact, an embargo means prevent somebody from buying or selling.
Right.
Stupid. All right. Goofy. All right. The mark of the beast allows you to buy or sell. Okay. Oh man, niggas get me fucking angry, man. Shit is stupid.
Give him a noogie. Put him in a headlock.
Get right.
Get right.
Give them niggas a damn swirly, bro. Read it again from the top.
It says, and he calls of all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads.
Yep, everybody. Okay, it's not talking about nations. It's talking about individual people. Okay, small and great, rich and poor. It doesn't matter who you are, where you from. Okay, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their forehead. And the right hand or their forehead is just an indicator.
Yeah.
Okay, you can get it in your butt cheek. Okay, you can get it in your elbow.
Your left leg.
We seen cats. The soccer cats. The
LT today.
Get an uppercut in their fucking in their arm, so that they just go there so that they can have
In the
exclusive
stadium.
rights to go into a soccer game.
Yeah.
Retarded.
Okay.
It's so obvious. Here it is, like in Venezuela. The poor got poor and the rich got richer. Same thing happened here. Poor got poor, the rich got richer.
Yeah.
So it's so obvious to see what's going on here.
Yeah.
You know, what's happening right in front of your eyes.
And the word mark, when you look it up, it goes into charagma, and the root word of charagma is karax.
Correct.
You know, and when you go into it, it means something branded, something pricked.
Yeah.
All right, something stick under the arm.
Yeah.
You know, what is that?
Yeah. And that Karax is the instrument that they use to inject into your skin.
Mm-hmm.
And there was another one. I believe the apostles went into it. You know what I'm talking about? Grapho. That's what it is. Break it down, brother.
Grapho goes into it's in the writings. So here it is. You got charagma going into the actual being physically implanted in you. Then you have karax is how it's going to be implanted.
Yeah.
And grapho is what's in the implantation.
That's right. So grapho, all right. What does grapho mean again?
Grapho means writings.
The writings. Medical records.
Right.
Things like that. Which what they're trying to push.
Yeah.
It all lines up, bro. Like, it's crazy.
Yeah. It says, and that no man might buy or sell, save he that had the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name.
Because all your money gonna be on the chip.
That's it.
You ain't gonna be able to scan nothing. If you don't have it to be able to continue to buy things in society, man.
Yeah.
That's where all your money is gonna be at, man. He's trying to make it convenient. He's trying to make it look cool and convenient, like he's helping out. And that goes into how it says the tender mercies of the wicked are cruel. Because he's gonna say, well, if you was ever having, if you obese, mortally obese, and you take this chip, guess what? I could get you skinny in 3 weeks. Then you can eat whatever you want. Well, you won't even get hungry, because I can control your eating frequencies, man.
Hey, just imagine, here it is. They changed the way you buy and sell. You can't go in the store and physically take. So people gonna steal. People gonna start resorting to different things. Well, let me sell some things outside. But then the police stop you from selling these things because they know that you're going another way to get these goods.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's over, man.
It's over.
Yeah. And that's why I brought out that the different generations, man. Because off the 5G, off the 5G, they're finally gonna be able to get everybody, every single person on this database, man. off this, the 5G is gonna be powerful enough to do that. That's why it has them on the fucking rocket shit, man. So what's after that? They don't need nothing after that, man. You know, 5G is gonna be able to hold everybody's digital currency. You know, scanning everything, and you're gonna be able to scan yourself and see how much digital currency you got, man. That's the next wave. Why you think they're getting rid of all the cashiers and they're putting in the self checkouts?
Yeah.
The infrastructure is already here, man.
Yeah, you just said.
Yo, why do you think they're introducing UBI, Universal Basic Income,
Yeah.
where they're just pretty much giving people money to pay them not to go to work? They're purposely trying to crash this economy.
Yeah.
That's the exact opposite of what you want to do if you want to have a thriving economy in America, Babylon the Great. Okay? What you want to do is have people go back to work, what they're doing in Texas, what they're doing in Florida, South Dakota, okay? Other places like that. What they're doing everyone else in these blue states, you know, I don't give a fuck, red state, blue state. I'm just calling it like I see it. But like, these blue states, they're real devils.
Yeah.
Like, these cats are these cats are the real devils. What they're really trying to do is purposefully destroy this economy. Okay, and it's gonna happen. They're gonna win. You know.
Yeah, it says, verse 18, here is wisdom, let him that have understanding count the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man, and his number is 666.
And I remember that was the brother from New York City. I ain't gonna take credit. I got it from him, and brother in New York City. He told me it was George Joseph Laura, who worked for IBM, and he created the universal barcode. Okay, so everything that you see in the supermarket, when you go and you look you go to the supermarket and you scan it, beep, this, that, and the third. It's put in the system, in a network, and that's exactly what it's gonna line up all with the chip, because when you insert that into your body, you become a byproduct.
Right.
You become like a product that you pick up from the supermarket. That's the way that these cats look at us. They look at us like we sheep, man.
Cattle.
They look at us like we cattle, man. That's what they're trying to do.
These
bro.
are the elites.
Just like being in jail, you know what I mean?
Your number.
Yeah.
You don't have a name, you have a number,
That's exactly what it is.
yeah.
When you in jail, they give you a serial number, and that's what it is, and that's what that number is. That man that created that system, okay, it's very active to this very day.
Yeah. When you
Well,
go
going back to Jordan Maxwell, you know what I'm saying? How he broke it down, like with the birth certificate and everything like that, like because like from coming from seas, when you have the big merchant ships and things like that, you importing goods, you have to present what's known as the certificate of manifest and the projected income of what you're bringing into this country. And it's the same thing with the birth certificate. So when you're birthed into the world, you have to have the certificate, and through the social security number, the red numbers on the back and all of that, you know what I'm saying? That's our barcode to whatever income that we are to bring in during our lifetime for the society.
Yeah.
I think how's it go? Correct me if I'm wrong. I think when a so-called American citizen is born into the United States, he's already in like 36, $40,000, $50,000 in debt.
Yeah,
Right?
I remember people talking about claiming it.
Something like that.
Like there's something like the
like
entity. It's not.
yeah.
It's you know how the Moors. You're not. I'm coming in representation of the entity of John Smith. Like,
Right.
and I remember they had, it was this thing going viral. They had everybody trying to call to claim the money. That's some shit like that.
Yeah. I mentioned it, brother. If you want to look it up, we can go into that too if you want. I mean, straw man argument. You look at you pull out your ID card. You brothers watching right now, hey, Shalom. But pull out your ID card, and if you look at it, you'll notice that your name is in all capital letters. Okay, because what that because your name is in all capital letters, it represents you as a company, not as an individual person. You know? And yo, Esau is the fucking devil, bro. Like, it's crazy, yo, bro. Yo, it's crazy, yo.
It goes in the false assumed truths.
Yeah, exactly.
Because it says a straw man is a form of argument and an informal fallacy, which is a lie,
Which is a lie.
of having the impression of refuting an argument, whereas the real subject of the argument was not addressed or refuted, but instead replaced with a false one.
With a false one.
One who engages in this fallacy is said to be attacking a straw man.
Why do you think, like if you ever have an engagement with a police officer, the first thing he wants to do is see that ID card.
Yeah.
Okay, because when you hand him that ID card, okay, you're
Submitting?
You're engaging and submitting into a contract with him.
Right.
Okay, you give him your ID
That's what the
card,
Moors be saying.
and you're handing him your straw man. It's crazy, yo, bro. This nigga is the fucking devil, yo. We gotta get the fuck out of here, bro. Yo, we gotta get the fuck out of here, bro.
Well, out of his hands, yeah.
Yeah,
Out
let's
of
not forget
captivity.
everything he did to us in slavery too. He still gotta go back to that.
Yeah.
Like, you got so much blood on your hands, man. That's why Revelation 18:5 says the sins of this place has reached unto the heavens, man. You know, and the Most High have remembered her iniquities. Like, you doing way too much every single day since you got here, man. You gotta fucking go, man. Esau is the border of wickedness.
Yeah, we can't, bro. Like, to handle things in court and to show up. Show up in court and try to get over Esau and all this stuff. It's the most exhausting and expensive thing that you could ever possibly. You're better off just paying the fucking ticket, bro.
I got a quick
Go ahead,
precept.
bro.
This is Psalms 10:4. The wicked, through the pride of his countenance, will not seek after Yahweh. Yahweh is not in all his thoughts.
Sorry.
So that one. It says Psalms 10:1. Why standest thou far off, O Yahweh? Why hidest thou thyself in a time of trouble? The wicked in his pride doeth persecute the poor.
Esau.
Let them be taken in the devices that they have imagined.
Wile E. Coyote. You ever seen that? You ever seen that cartoon? They're gonna get taken in the devices that they imagine.
They trap. Yeah, they set up. Yeah.
And it said that the Lord is not in all. Oh, Salaki, we saying?
No, you got it.
No, it said that the Lord is not in all his thoughts. So here it is. You thinking, this place is a God-fearing country. So you think you could actually reason with this devil? He actually have some type of mercy upon you. But that's a false acclaimed truth.
Mm. Verse 3. For the wicked boasteth of his heart's desire, and blesses the covetous.
Right.
Whom
in court, what do? You swear in on the Bible. All right. Now that's out of the way. Let's get down to business.
Yeah.
Then he pull out his laws. His tall stack of laws.
It says, and blesses the covetous, whom Yahweh abhorreth, which means he avoid. Okay. It
You
says,
got enough money, you get out anything.
hey, what's the first thing these rappers do? You gotta get you a Jew lawyer. Gotta get you a Jew lawyer.
That's true. OJ Simpson had that dream team. You know what I mean? Like, that was before he, fucked up afterwards. But like the point is, like the brother just said it. You have the right amount of dough, you can get away with something. You could slip through the loopholes. So like here it is. You got Jake getting picked up for a nickel bag of weed, which that's wicked. But still, he's put in prison, and you got people stealing countries. You got people stealing thousands, millions of dollars of people. And how are we here right now in the United States? This place was stolen and built off of rape, robbery, and murder. But they're judging people. You're guilty of this. Fucking niggas, man. Go ahead.
It says, the wicked through the pride of his countenance will not seek after Yahweh. Yahweh is not in all his thoughts. His ways are always grievous. Thou judgments are far above out of his sight.
He will not seek after the Most High. He will not seek after the Most High. That's how we know
He don't consider.
that he
don't consider his last end.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You want to talk about everybody's involved in this thing. You know, oh, the Lord is here for everybody. Yo, these other nations, these other heathens, Edomites, they don't care about the Lord. They're not calling on Yahweh Shemi Shai. They don't give a fuck about the Lord. You know?
And it says, "Thou judgments are far above out of his sight." So he ain't worried. He ain't thinking about Yahweh Bashim Shai's judgments.
Exactly.
You know, and that's why he's going to be taken in the devices that he have imagined. He's being tricked. He's controlling everything. He's doing everything, you know, to deceive the people. And then he's going to, hey, in the midst of his controlling and breaking down, the Lord is going to step in and screw everything up for him. You know, and that's when the scriptures talk about his excellency. You go into that, it's talking about the height and elevation of his pride.
Right.
You know, when he's eating, everybody's getting chipped, everything's going accordingly, everybody's in position, he's doing according to his plan.
Yeah, he got big plans. He wants to go to Mars and do all these things. You ain't going
Nowhere. Yeah.
Yeah, shit. Out there in Africa, I forget which country it is, but it is America dumps all of the old desktops.
Right.
You know, all the old cell phones and shit. He dumps it over there and burns it, man.
It might be in
Where?
Central Africa.
Oh,
Yeah.
Africa.
Yeah, Central Africa.
'Cause I know that's where they get all that. It's like a certain metal that.
Yeah, I forget what it was called.
Mine up.
I think it's the lithium.
Yeah, I think I
Yeah.
forgot what kind of metal it was.
Yeah, so here it is. You fucking up the earth. You know, Yahushua said, if these days were shortened, no flesh should be saved, man. But you want to take your wicked, retarded ass to Mars and then destroy the planet Mars, man.
Yeah, they keep showing us images of Mars as if they really got there.
They trying to say they went to the moon.
Yeah.
Yeah, Apostle Tar said, man, you out there in Arizona somewhere.
Yeah.
You ain't no damn Mars.
Yep.
You know damn well you didn't go to the moon.
Yep.
Lying ass nigga.
It says, "As for all his enemies, he puffeth at them. He hath said in his heart, I shall not be moved, for I shall never be in adversity." And we see why. Look how we just breaking down everything. He has everything under control. Our brothers was just chuckling like, you know, we know these things, but just going over it, just realizing it again and again, you realize to go, damn.
Yeah.
And in the deepest, littlest things, he has power. He has the control of it. He put things in there for traps.
Right.
He always setting you up. Soon as you're born into a trap in this society under Esau.
That's right.
Where Slakios out there in Ghana at that, where mainly Israelites is at. Real quick, it says the burning truth behind an e-waste dump in Africa, ending the toxic smoke rising from an iconic dump in Ghana, will take more than curbing Western waste. See? So you dumping all your bullshit out there in Ghana, man. All them computers and shit. But then you think you know how to go and run a planet of Mars.
Yep. Verse 6, it says, "He hath said in his heart, I shall not be moved, for I shall never be in adversity." And he, you know, he feels that way because he feel like he's been getting away with things for so long, generation after generation after generation. All right, and his heart is deep. You know, his traps is very deep.
Yeah.
You know, it's like you ain't coming out of this one. You know, it's gonna take you and what army? You know, and that's why the scriptures say that he shall make who's gonna make war with the beast? Yahweh Shai.
Yeah.
Which is NATO. You know, all these countries banding together to become one power, one world government. Well, Yahweh Shai is going to fight against y'all. This is why they're paying a lot more attention to the chariots, to the angels,
They're
man.
bringing that up a lot.
Yeah, because they're afraid.
Yeah.
They're afraid. They're not other country technology, military, little toys they got spying, because they love spying on each other all the time. They're always breaking the rules, crossing the lines. Well, these chariots are not from this world, okay?
Yeah, and according and also lining up with prophecy yet again, these other nations are going to turn. If NATO and the EU, they're going to turn. They're going to turn their back on America. Okay, they're going to be shooting nukes on these guys, man. You know, they're going to be shooting nukes on this country.
Yeah, because this devil knows that World War III is going to happen. He knows that America is going to get destroyed. There's movies on it. But he doesn't know, he never puts, you know, about the chariots, you know, in that form as far as them coming and you know, being, that's the plot twist. The chariots and Yahweh Shah.
That's why they got underground bunkers.
Mhm.
spend millions of dollars on it. Some of them underground bunkers literally have ponds in it with fish that are populating, man.
Well, not to cut you off, but
No.
last year during the pandemic, okay, what happened? It was articles that came out that said the elites, they went underground.
Right.
They went underground last year.
Mm.
And they started using the Pentagon security to protect them. You know, and they had a picture, they had an article where you had the soldiers that were in front of the underground, you know, the underground place they was at with guns and rifles. So they went underground, they went into their little hiding places last year, you know? Because why? They know in a few coming months, weeks, year or two, it's gonna go down. It's gonna go down.
Yeah, and the brother mentioned plot twist. You know, another plot twist is brothers having spiritual powers. Because how is a man gonna how are men gonna go from being hunters? I mean, being fishers
Turn
into
to
hunters?
hunters. Yeah.
How are we gonna get these guys out of captivity? How are we gonna know where these underground bunkers even are? You have to be we have to be able to have some kind of spiritual power to be like, look at those niggas down there, you know, some special vision or something like that, man. And some super, because what you break down, it's gonna be a big iron fucking door that you gotta open up. We have to have the spiritual powers to open that up, and then when you walk in there, there's gonna be a wall of gunfire.
What? Hey, Yahweh Shai, when that's a prophecy gonna be fulfilled. All right, you know the Lord said his fishes shall be turned into hunters, but there's nothing Esau can hide from. The chariots are here watching you. They're watching everything that they do. They even play with your they play with your missiles, man. And they do things, they interact. I'm pretty sure it's a lot of other things that the chariots are doing, but Esau is not documenting it for public. You know, not enough. We don't know. You know, it could be a chariot could have probably did something crazy and got them running. You know, but they're not gonna tell us that. You know, unless it's gonna feed into their agenda and to controlling us to believe in whatever they want us to believe in. But if it don't fit the agenda, hey, keep that in the back.
Yeah.
We're not telling y'all that.
Right.
But we will tell you that we do have UFOs, or how do you say it, the UAP now?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So let me just finish it real quick. It says Psalms 10:7, his mouth is full of cursing and deceit and fraud. Under his tongue is mischief and vanity. He sitteth in the lurking places of the villages, in the secret places doeth he murder the innocent. His eyes are privily set against the poor. He lieth in wait secretly as a lion in his den. He lieth in wait to catch the poor. He doeth catch the poor when he draweth him into his net.
Yeah, the poor and the innocent is talking about the Israelites, man. They're constantly preying on you. They're always mentioning it. You look at the news, okay? You you constantly look at the TV. All they talk about is how do we get the so-called African American, Latino, and Native American community to get
The jabby jabber.
uppercutted, man.
Right, the
You know?
uppercut.
I mean, that's all you guys. Hey, you look online. That's all they talk about.
Tiger uppercut.
That's all they talk about, yo. It's crazy. You cannot keep us out of your fucking mouths, bro.
Yeah, facts.
Yo, shit is fucking stupid, bro. I'm like, when can I look at the news and you not mention Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, man?
Yeah.
We're constantly in y'all mouths, yo.
Hot topic.
Yeah. And then they always say, did you know so-called African Americans are 10 times more likely to die from the sea?
And meanwhile, reality is, you go over there out in the neighborhoods, ain't nothing going on.
Nothing's going on.
Nothing.
Nothing's
The
happening.
news, and on the news, it's the end. But you go outside of reality and deal with people, ain't nothing. You heard that? No, I ain't heard that.
Niggas still cooking out.
Yeah, niggas picking that. Yeah.
Yo, brother, yo,
Fuck.
man.
Just like with LeBron, like if they were so serious about it, like they say he violated the protocol for the NBA, but he ain't being quarantined or nothing, no. He's still gonna let him play on Sunday.
Exactly.
You know what I'm
I
saying?
need to make that. He spent too much money.
I mean, because this whole thing is fucking horseshit, man. It's crazy, yo.
Hey, but yeah.
Last couple preachers.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
and also
Oh,
too,
yeah.
as a disclaimer, we're not giving medical misinformation,
Right.
something wrong with you, go see your doctor.
See your doctor.
You know?
This is Psalm chapter 64, verse 2. Hide me from the secret counsel of the wicked, from the insurrection of the workers of iniquity, who whet their tongue like a sword, and bend their bows to shoot their arrows, even bitter words.
And that's the media scripture right there. Okay? These guys are out here, they've been doing this for decades. They're out here seeing what they can throw and see what sticks. They're seeing what they can say and get people to follow and go along with. And before we close out tonight, I just gotta say, man, like this whole ordeal that's happened for the last like year and a half or so has been the biggest hoax on the entire planet, bro. That goes to show that their sword, all right, their tongue has been sharpened as fully as it can go. If they're able to get you people to doing what you're doing, and to be scared to the capacity that you're scared right now, there's no doubt in my mind that they can easily demonize us like that. Talking about the Hebrew Israelites, they bring us on TV and they gotta say what they gotta say about us. They can make us look like straight demons and have us persecuted just like they did Yahweh Shai, man.
That's light work to them. When they want to, they will, because they already do it so much to even to these celebrities. We see what's going on with the incident. What's his name, Kawhi Brown. Going at the Breakfast Club and all them and everything. They tried to do it to him. And he fighting back. So they do it all the time. So
if I may add, look, Andrew Cuomo. Here it is. You had Andrew Cuomo, who was your number one guy, pushing this whole thing, and now they're demonizing him. Guess who's next on the pipeline? Dr. F.A.T. Ouchie. He's next. They're gonna demonize him next because they could do whatever the hell they want to do. They got it, yo.
Hey, shit, real quick, I had a freaking dream that they had all our faces, man, in here on wanted posters, man. So they're gonna do what they gotta do, man. See if we give a fuck. This is Ecclesiastes 51:2. It says, "For thou art my defender and helper, and hast preserved my body from destruction, and from the snare of the slanderous tongue, and from the lips that forge lies, and has been mine helper against mine adversaries." So, we're going to have help from Yahweh Shai, and they're going to try and forge lies on us, man. They're going to try and demonize us, just like, and it's not even just us, The whole reason I went into that scripture is the brother mentioned how they keep trying to get us to take that punch, man.
Right.
So they're demonizing our whole nation, period, man. Why? Because they have a perpetual hatred for us. So what manner of person is all you to be, man? You're supposed to just ignore it, like Brother Kalabi saying, ignore the elephant in the room.
Yeah.
Or do you just come up under Yahweh Shai, under that strong tower, man? Where we can be saved, man, and actually have a fighting chance against this fucking devil, man. So it is what it is, man. We have faith in Yahweh Shai, and we have the knowledge and wisdom to keep us stable in those times, man.
You got something left, Will?
no, that's it.
Yeah, I remember real quick. I remember the brothers out there in DC. They shared with us their testimony of how the Lord, the Lord had a lying spirit, a cop come up against him or whatever, basically playing advocate for these the Emma. Well, I don't know if I can say that word, shit.
Nah, this this video already hot.
Animal cuts and shit, and then the spirit had it to where the Lord got them out of that situation. Even when they flew, a so-called Jew out to come up against the brothers, man. So if the brother had brought out the precept, the Lord was going to deliver us from that slanderous tongue.
And so with that, we hope the same was edifying. We're going to give all praises, honor, and glory
To Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakakwadash.
Couple lines to the apostles and elders of the millstone. Shalom, stuck up there. One's word of faith, and there's love, truth, and sincerity. Shalom.
Shalom.
Shalom.